and welcome to the show with me, Chanel Shay Calvin.
And me, Lee Bannister.
And you are watching the Big Centre magazine.
Now, each week we're going to take a look at what's happening on the station. We'll be taking a look around our area at community news and events, and we'll be welcoming some special guests too.
And we'll also be delving into the post bag to see what you've been talking to us about. And remember that you can still send your comments on your favourite shows, and we're reading out as many as we can a little later on.
Oh, and watch out on the Big Centre TV Facebook page, because each week we're going to be asking you questions and we want to hear your answers.
Yeah. So if you'd like to talk to us about anything at all, then why not get in touch? On social media, which is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube, just do a search for us at Big Centre TV or email the postbag at bigcentre.tv email address.
Or you can put pen to paper and write to us, and this is where we do our little speciality. You ready?
Yeah.
There it is. The address, the Big Centre magazine, Big Centre TV, 14A, Lower Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL. Oh, go on, yeah.
Bye! But it's now time to take a look at what we've been enjoying this week on Big Centre TV.
Yeah, so let's start off with a bit of classic television now. We've had the anarchic children's Saturday morning TV show, Tiswas.
Don't know why I did that.
Oh, that was very good. We'll be hearing more about that a bit later on. As well as the Long Lost Shows show. Put my teeth in for that. Where we delve into the history of those classic television memories that were thought to be lost forever, but were discovered in the strangest of places.
Ooh. And in our programme One Step Beyond, John Newman continues his exploration of all things eerie. This show started off really creepy today, isn't it?
It is a bit, yeah, I'm scared.
Oh. And first shown over 50 years ago, Newland presented tales that explored paranormal events and various situations that defied logical explanation, and were all said to be based on true events. Well, here is a sneak preview of this week's episode, where all is not as quite as it seems.
Bored, bored, bored. Edith. My darling Edith. If I could only be with you now, kissing you and all. All. No sitting with her 3 more hours till her bedtime. My wife, my incubus, smiling at me with her needles, mending, tying me up in all that web of threads. Oh, Edith, my love. My one love. And I smiled back, wishing she would die. Yes, die. Die. Right here. Right now. No.
What was it?
You can see One Step Beyond Tuesday nights at 11. Now, Soundcheck looks at the newest music direct from the West Midlands scene.
Yes, this week we had music from Des Mensa, Andy Bennett and Little Liam.
Here, Andy Bennett talks to presenter Rhiannon about his music.
Can you tell us very quickly about who you are, what you're all about, what your music's all about?
Well, my name's Andy Bennett. I singer-songwriter, or songwriter-singer, however you want to put it, and I play a lot of gigs around the Midlands area. So I don't play a lot of gigs. What I do is I host a lot of open jams for up-and-coming musicians and older boys that have been around for a long time, that everybody can just get up. It's not just about singers, it's about bass players, drummers, trumpet, sax, whatever you want to do. Just get together and we all have a jam.
Cool.
Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays and Sundays. All in different places.
Nice.
Look me up in the Yellow Pages.
I was going to say, and if we want to get in contact with you, if we want to see your stuff online, where do we find you?
Facebook is the best place to look. Andy Bennett on Facebook.
Andy Bennett on
You'll find it,
Facebook.
yeah.
All right.
That was Soundcheck, which you can see Mondays at 11 and Wednesday nights at 8. And finally, Doorstep History takes a look at the history from across our region.
This week we took a trip to the BMW headquarters in Munich, where an exhibition was taking place celebrating one of Birmingham's finest exports, the Mini.
Also, following the publication of the guide Dig Digbeth, the team, I love that name, Dig Digbeth, yeah, the team have looked into the history of the area in Birmingham.
In this clip, Norman Bartlam talks to Dig Digbeth researcher Andy Munro about the area.
First stop is a pub.
We've got some deeds that go back to at least 1775, and everything's documented since then in all this paperwork. It was taken over by Ansells in 1901, and before that it was just called a beer house. There were no roads at the time, so it says on the road that is going to be Alcester Street, on the road that's going to be Warwick Street, on the road that's going to be Bradford Street. And it actually gives the measurements that the road was going to be. And this area has got artesian wells, so the old Crown would have had one. Ansell's Brewery had its own water, had its own well, and so did HB Sauce. Anyway, she was sweeping. They'd just put a piece of wood over the top of it, and she said she'd been standing on it and it was fine. But this child came in and it just gave way and he fell in and they couldn't get him out, so he drowned.
Oh my goodness. Did they have the well to make the beer as well? Was it anything to do with the beer making?
They probably did at the time, but when Ansell's took it over, obviously that wasn't the case.
No,
it was no longer a beer house. It became part of Ansell's estate of pubs.
Digbeth is really well known for its viaducts, and behind me you can see one viaduct which is in use, which is the Snow Hill line to Paddington, and nearest to me is a disused railway line which is over 160 years old. It was originally going to link London Paddington with Birmingham New Street. It was a Great Western Railway line, but unfortunately it was never finished, and now it's just disused. There have been plans to turn it into a sky park and all sorts of things. Nothing's happened to yet, but hopefully it will, because it would be a great facility.
Historian Norman Bartlam there with researcher Andy Munro. For more on your local history, then tune in on Thursday afternoons at 2 and Fridays at 7 p.m.
Now let's have a look at the news that's been happening in our area this week. And market stores, as we mentioned last week, have returned to Darlaston 4 years after being closed by Walsall Council.
Now it's business as usual for traders setting up along King Street.
Yeah, the market is being run by Bescott Promotions, and our Lindsay Smith spoke to market manager David Abernathy to find out more.
The local organisations have come together the last 4 years. They've been trying to bring back the market into Darlaston, and then with our help now we've actually made it become a reality. Brought it back, it's a reality. So we're hoping now that we can sort of establish a long-standing market and bring the community back into Darlaston.
Why did you feel that the market needed to return?
I think all towns need that market. It brings people back into the towns. It brings a footfall there, and I think everyone likes a good deal. And around the Christmas time, it gives a bit of an atmosphere. I think any town would miss a market if it wasn't there.
What has the response been so far?
Oh, we've had a fantastic first day. Yeah, second day today. The traders, the local community, it's all gone to plan. We're just hoping that the next few weeks we'll continue this same process and progress. And hopefully the future will be bright for Darlaston.
And do you expect more people to become traders and to visit the market in the future?
Yeah, already we've had a good response. We've had new traders approach us about getting onto Darlaston and looking at growing the market, and that's what we aim to do now, is to keep pushing on it and just make it a bigger sustainable market that will last the test of time, really.
So how many traders do you have here at the moment?
We've got roughly about 30 traders today, but that will be our basic minimum, really. We want to try and grow that and just get aim for the 40-50 traders. So we want to aim to get a good market that's offering a lot of range of products and also characters, really, within themselves, and just bring a bit of spark back to the town. Just like to thank everyone that's been involved with the hard work involved in bringing the market back, and just hope that we continue the work together and keep the market where it belongs, really, and that is in Darlaston Town Centre.
Now, unemployment in the West Midlands has fallen in the last quarter from May this year to July by 21,000.
156,000 adults are now unemployed in the region, but the claimant count is rising.
Working Together City Deal is a £2.8 million project with the aim to get the unemployed into work and support social housing tenants across the Black Country.
Here's Jackie Lakin from City Deal.
Although the figures are showing that unemployment is decreasing, and that's been happening month on month for a decent amount of time now, the claimant count is still really high in some particular areas. We're working in 4 of the most deprived areas within the Black Country, and it shows that the figures are showing that in those areas, it's still a lot higher than the national average. The national average across the country is showing 2.1%. Some of our areas are as high as 4.7, 5.3%. So you can see that we still have an issue in some pockets of areas.
And how are you aiming to tackle this problem?
We're using what we call a saturation model, which is about focusing on very specific areas. So rather than working in, for example, the whole of Wolverhampton, we're working in one specific ward, Bilston East, and this is the same across the whole of the Black Country. And the aim is to target areas where there are problems and high deprivation, high levels of unemployment, so that we can focus in very closely in small communities and find out what the issues are, what support people need, and tackle those issues directly.
And overall, how do you aim to help those who are unemployed? What schemes do you have going on at the moment to help this situation?
Okay, we've got 4 community connectors in each of those areas, and their aim is to go out into the communities and talk to people, find out what they want, listen to them. So rather than produce something that's one size fits all, training that's generic. We want to know what people need rather than say to everybody there's a job club there, go and get some help. What do people need? We want to listen to people and shape the services around what people need.
Now, last Thursday, Birmingham scooped yet another Gold at the Heart of England in Bloom Awards.
Yeah, they won the award under the Large City category, recognised for the city's floral displays carried out by Birmingham City Council staff and a network of volunteers.
It follows last year's win, which has secured a place in the national finals of Bloom next month.
Monica Blaha spoke to the Deputy Leader for Birmingham City Council, Councillor Ian Ward, and Darren Sher, who is the Head of Parks for Birmingham, to find out more.
It's the 5th year in a row Birmingham has won a gold medal in the Heart of England in Bloom competition. This comes after the region picked up its 4th gold at the Chelsea Flower Show earlier this year.
Well, I think to have the city looking at its best with floral displays, draws people into the city. People always comment on it. The display that's at the back of me has received comments since that's been in place, and I think the Parks Department and the awards they win really does demonstrate that Birmingham is a floral city. It's a place where you can come and see some of the best floral displays in the world.
The displays across the city show community teamwork with the support of volunteers. It's the local community groups that have the ideas, and the Council Park Service and volunteers put the ideas into real-life displays.
We've been working with them for years now, and we're already starting working on next year's displays. So it's a core service that we've been working with the volunteers to actually make the communities choose the plants. They choose the displays, and then we help work with them to put them on.
And what particular displays really stood out across the region?
Bringing back the Chelsea display in the Cathedral grounds for the 300 years was brilliant for us. First year that we brought it back and been able to put it out in its entirety, 10 metres square. So that was an attraction, and people are still going there today.
As Birmingham has been repeatedly recognised for the floral displays and cleanliness of the city, the region has been put forward for the national finals of the Bloom competition early next month.
Everybody we talk to, we get lots of compliments and lots of support. I hope it starts to change the image of Birmingham to show that we're not just a concrete city, but we're very horticultural. It's not just about flowers, it's all about cleanliness and graffiti. So judges are looking for that when they come along. So I hope it's starting to give people a different impression of the city.
So here's a challenge then. What would you do to improve where you live?
And we're talking flowers in front of your house.
Maybe you would put a statue or some kind of ornament, or maybe you would paint it in multicolours.
Or perhaps you already have done. We want to hear what you would do or see what you've already done.
Tell us or show us. How about you take a selfie next to your house? That sounds really good. I would actually do that.
Would you? What would you do?
Do you remember the show Balamory?
Yes.
And how they had like multicoloured house?
Oh yeah.
So essentially, I wouldn't just change my house; I'd just change my whole neighbourhood.
We'd have multicoloured doors on everybody's house.
That would be so cool. What about you?
I've got a massive tree in my front garden, so I think it would be just more flowers. I love flowers, but I'm a terrible gardener, so I'd have to have somebody else come and do it.
Oh, bless
Loads of coloured flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, purple. My wildflower's purple, so yeah.
Well, that'd be really pretty.
Yeah. So what would you do?
Yeah, if you can send in your details, send in your answers to us, to the Postbag email address, which is postbag@bigcentre.tv.
Or you can find us on the social media, send us a message on there as well. Or you can write to us. Remember the address, it is Big Centre Magazine, 14A, Lower Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL.
Bye-bye. Oh, and don't forget your selfies as well.
Yes, we want to see selfies of you in front of your house.
Well, that's it for part 1, but don't go anywhere as we'll see you again in a couple of minutes. Welcome back to the Big Centre Magazine with me, Chanel Shea Calvin.
And me, Lee Bannister.
Well, now it's time to join Des and Gary for a look at what's going on around our area.
Let's talk about some cultural events. Can we do that?
Cultural events? I don't know, you're talking to the right person, mate. We'll give it a go.
I'm sure Bob O will have something to say about it. OK,
Bob
first
Hope.
off... yeah, Bob Hope.
Bob Hope.
Yeah, funny man. First off, there's a new thing called Cinema.
Cinema?
Cinema.
Yeah, go on. I'm not going to say the obvious, because...
It's a cross between theatre and cinema. What they do is they show a real live performance in the cinema, in the theatre, in somewhere like London.
Yeah.
And they show it in cinemas around
You
the
buy tickets in the cinema, but the cinema...
Yeah.
But that's been going on for a while.
Well, they're really
Big shows
promoting
go,
it now.
yeah.
The Artrix in Bromsgrove and also the Mac have got Kenneth Macmillan's famous version of Shakespeare's romantic tragedy set to Prokofiev's magnificent score, and that opens the 2015-16 Royal Opera House live season. Romeo and Juliet is rich in swaggering colour of the Verona street life and in sword fights and celebrations. And Juliet is one of the most coveted of all ballerina roles, and it resonates as deeply with audiences today as when it was first seen half a century ago.
You're very knowledgeable, you, aren't you?
Well, I try to be, you know.
That's very
Both
good.
performances start at 7:15, and it's a great new way to see fantastic theatre performances without having to go to London. All you do is you go down to the local cinema, and you know, you can relax. You get a cab. You don't have to get the train down to London. You don't have to stay overnight. But you're still seeing it, and it's live, and it's the proper stuff.
It's good. Yeah,
So-
and it's reasonably priced as well, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
And I can't wait till they start doing drive-ins.
Yeah, well, some of them are doing. Yeah,
That'd be good. Good
Yeah.
to go and just drive in. There you go.
And here's another one, at a well-known watering hole, what you and I have frequented in the past, the Wellington on Bennett's Hill.
No, never heard of it.
Yeah.
No.
You can wander along for an evening of films that explore at a leisurely pace the curious relationship between psyche and place. Films about walking, exploration, journeying and appreciating the overlooked.
In the Wellington?
In the Wellington. Not in Wellingtons, in the Wellington.
In the Wellington.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of the characters again?
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
Wellington?
that should be fun.
Yeah.
And it's free entry for anyone who arrives on foot. That's what
Okay.
and in the Icon Gallery, artist Julie Brooke discusses her films, including Pigment, which is currently showing in the Icon's Tower Room.
I've been in that.
That's in the Brinley Place, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And then you go upstairs. It's another one. It's a bit like the TARDIS. You go in the little door and
Right.
go upstairs, and it opens out. It's massive. The Icon Gallery is very good.
Right.
Very good.
Okay.
We're very good today, aren't I?
We are, you are,
I'm
yes.
behaving
yes.
so far.
Well,
How long have we got left?
Give him time. Over in King's Heath at the Kitchen Garden Cafe, now we constantly talk about this place, but Jane Cummane is a Coventry-born poet, editor, writer, tutor and a general maker and doer of various things, word and writing related. She has been published in magazines such as Tears in the Fence, Litter, Anon, Horizon Review and...
Was that Tears in the Fence or
Yes,
Tears in the Fence?
Well, could be Tears in the Fence, would it
But
be?
which one is it?
I don't know.
There's a question. Should we have a
Yeah.
competition?
Yeah, you tell us. Is it Tears or Tears?
Or Tears.
And is this Gists or Giths and Piths? And also several anthologies. And a quick music link at the Institute. Now, I love this lot. Australia's favourite beard-themed propaganda rock band, The Beards, will be embarking on an anniversary tour of Europe this September with shows all over the UK. The 10 long years, one long beard anniversary tour will see the band playing a selection of their favourite beard-related anthems. See?
That's what you're growing up for.
Yeah. Wednesday, another gem at the Icon Gallery in Ousel's Place.
Yep.
There's a rare opportunity to meet the performers called Berinding Kumpo from the Gambia, who are performing at the Birmingham Weekender. Now, that's been talked about on various places. And here's an interesting event, if only for the guy's name. And I don't know why I do this, but Belgian artist Conrad de Dobbelier will explore the historical, institutional and incidental forces that determine the ways in which art is displayed. De Dobbelier will follow an informal narrative path through examples from his personal archive.
Why don't you just put he? It makes more sense, doesn't it? You're making it hard for yourself,
Describing the complex personalities of plinths, frames, floors and walls.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to get you to speak to my agent, because it gets me this gig and it's great for me.
And that's over at the East Side Project, Heath Mill Lane. And the New Alex Theatre has Rock and Roll Paradise, which is a brilliant rock show where the music plays the leading role. And it's now in its 6th year on the road. This incredibly talented cast brings you a show that never happened in the golden era of rock and roll, but delivered with all the flair of a 21st century live concert. You'll be blown away by it. And hey, you know Elvis, don't you?
I do know Elvis, yes.
Why do you know Elvis then?
I know Elvis from Vegas when he married Mrs. GJ and myself. Because she wasn't Mrs. GJ then.
Right.
She was something else.
Right.
And the operation worked and we got married.
Well, there you go.
Simple as that. And so it was Elvis and it was fantastic and he sang to us. So I don't believe the fact that he's not here anymore. He's in Vegas.
Cool. See, there you go. Direct from the horse's mouth. Jerry Lee Lewis, Buddy Holly, Roy Orbison and the Big Bopper and Eddie Cochran. All these icons of rock will join each other on stage for this musical extravaganza. And the Hippodrome has dancing superstars Vincent Simone and Flavia Cache in their most moving production yet as they prepare to dance in their final ever show.
They on Strictly?
That's right, yeah. 20 years of dancing together has seen them become Strictly Come Dancing favourites, world dance title holders and create and star in their own West End production. But now it is finally time for the nation's best loved Argentine tango champions to say goodbye to the stage in a thrilling new live performance.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Have you ever done the Argentine tango?
No.
I've drunk a can of it.
2 left feet.
That's not too bad. I've done the Asda tango.
At the University of Birmingham, the monthly farmers market happens in the beautiful surroundings of the university's campus. It is a nice place though, isn't it, the university, Birmingham University?
Is it?
Yeah, you been?
I'm trying to... No, I didn't go to that. No, they wouldn't let me in. Come on, get real.
You can browse the range of stalls offering locally sourced, fairly priced and environmentally friendly produce from top quality organic goods to the seasonal fair.
I like organic.
Yeah.
I like organic. There's something about organic that's good. Don't know what it is, but it's organic.
On Thursday, at the NEC from Thursday through to Sunday, EGX will be hosting 80,000 visitors. It features the most anticipated console and PC games, all playable weeks and months before they're released. Visitors can meet the world-famous Rockstar video games developers and get the scoop on the latest gamer updates. You play games?
No, I don't get it.
No,
I don't understand. I mean, fantastic if people do it, and obviously do, it's a big market, but I don't understand computer games.
I worked in the industry for years and I never played a game, but you know,
I don't understand sitting in front of that TV thing and...
Get out and play football, kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, for those interested in joining the video
break
games...
some windows at your neighbours' houses.
Yeah, like we used to do. For those interested in joining the games industry, and that is quite a lucrative part, the gamesindustry.biz career fair provides a major platform for educators, employers and recruiters to demonstrate the value of and path to a highly rewarding career. All ages welcome, under 10s go free. Under 16s need to be accompanied by a parent. And at the Palace Theatre in Redditch, now here's an old friend of ours, an evening with Nick Owen.
Nice theatre, the Palace Theatre in Redditch.
Yeah, it promises to be a great show. One of the first faces on breakfast TV in this country. Nick was actually presenting sport on the very first TVAM. But within 8 weeks, he'd replaced David Frost as the main anchorman.
So who's he talking to at the...
He's just talking to the audience.
Oh, about himself?
It's like a one-man show.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty nice.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Him and Anne Diamond. Do you remember Anne Diamond?
Can I say this on television?
Go on.
I used to fancy Anne Diamond.
Oh, no.
And I'll tell you, this is a secret now. It's only you and me.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't tell anybody else.
Yeah.
But when I used to work in Birmingham at a certain radio station, every morning driving to work down the Hagley Road, some mornings I used to follow Anne Diamond in her little sports car. That's and I used to drive to work very happy.
Anne Diamond, does Mrs. GJ know about that?
She does now.
No, it's only between you and me.
Oh, but it was years ago.
Oh,
years ago.
That's
yeah, when we were both in our 20s.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Moving on. Comedy Carousel at the Glee is an interactive comedy show unique to the Glee. Expect a totally new dimension to the live comedy experience with hand-picked comedians from the top of the circuit. Audience interaction and live visuals projectiles. Projections. And that all starts at 7:30. And more comedy at the Old Stock with Foghorns Improv's final performance at the Old Joint Stocks Theatre, celebrating a mammoth 3 years of quality improv with a finale of fun, frolics and laughter.
Is it closing down then?
No, it's just their last appearance.
Oh, so the theatre's carrying on.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great place, great little theatre.
It is.
Be a shame if that closed down.
No,
but it's
no,
not.
no,
That's all right then.
Wensbury Town Hall as the great show band from the 70s, Show Waddy Waddy.
I worked with them. I worked with Shawaddy Waddy when I was on the radio over in Tenerife.
Really?
Yes, I had the pleasure of introducing them a few times.
Right.
Lovely guys.
They are.
Lovely
all
guys.
From Leicester.
Yeah,
And
don't drink, don't smoke. Oh, they're lovely guys.
Over at Hall Green Greyhound Stadium, there's the Trevor Burton Band charity show featuring Steve Gibbons, we know Steve, don't we? Ricky Cool in the in crowd, Danny King, oh my God, and Jeff Turton from the Rockin' Berries.
Thanks, guys, and they'll be back with us again at the same time next week.
Meanwhile, if you want even more What's On news, you can join me for the What's On show on Monday night at 7 p.m.
Time for another break now, and when we come back, we'll be looking into the postbag, we'll have your community news, and we'll be going all silly with our regular Tea Time Tiswas slot.
Oh, so don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to the Big Centre magazine with me, Chanel Shea Calvin.
And me, Lee Bannister. Right, now it's time to delve into the postbag to see what you've been saying to us. And the Fizzogs actually are generating some nice reactions. The Fizzogs are our Black Country comedy trio, and they present their entire show right from in their bed. Now, Arthur Roberts has said, don't forget your bed socks next week. You like that?
I do like that one.
You got another one?
Oh, Angela Hart said, I've seen these, they're brill. They actually are pretty cool,
They
aren't
are, yeah. Oh, you should see when they're setting up the studio. Now, Alan Keeling from Albury has actually written us a letter. He says, Dear Lee, being a fan of vintage TV programmes, I'm currently enjoying One Step Beyond on Tuesdays at 11. Alan goes on to say, you may be interested to know that the final 12 episodes were filmed in England at the MGM British Studios on Boreham Wood in Hertfordshire. Among the guest stars in the final season were Kenneth Cope, Christopher Lee, Ronald Howard, Michael Crawford, Peter Wingard, Clifford Evans and Donald Pleasance.
Oh, wow.
Hope to see more TV oldies in the future. Well, thanks, Alan. You're obviously a great fan of One Step Beyond. How cool it is to see all those British stars in their earlier years.
That's got a bit.
Lovely, yeah. Quite spooky as well, that one.
Oh, and Julie Baldwin posted on Facebook and she said, had a lovely catch up with Julie Pickering this afternoon and got to meet the very handsome Mike Prince. I
love that.
I'm loving that Walsall has such an amazing team dedicated to bringing quality local television to the Midlands. Big Centre TV rocks, and I am happy to admit I switched from Sky to Virgin Media in order to get their station through my TV.
Look at that.
That is amazing.
We like that.
Oh, and
Yeah,
she
we
also
like that.
said, oh, thanks, Julie.
I've got another one actually from Becky Barlow. Now, Becky's keeping fit with the Get Up and Go team. She says, just watching You getting
Sorry,
up and going?
that got me to go.
She says she's just watching Glyn Page on Get Up and Go. Just done a great workout in my kitchen. What a great idea, as no one ever broadcasts great Zumba and that style of keep fit. We like that.
That's a fair point.
Well done, Big Centre. Loved it and it set my day up. More, please, she says. It's great, isn't it?
Oh, it
I
is.
tell you what, I often feel like I'm losing weight just watching those programmes.
Oh, I've got so much energy.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jeremy Williams is all excited. He says, OMG! Exclamation mark. Terrorhawks with Zelda, my old job centre advisor, and Tiswas on Big Centre TV. I'm glad you probably understand that. I'm just.
I know exactly who Zelda is,
with
but I can't say what the no.
And Tiswas on Big Centre TV over the next half an hour. Just wish my connection would stop buffering every 15 seconds though.
Oh dear, sorry the internet's buffering. Tell you what, I agree with you, Jeremy, about Terrorhawks. I'm old enough to remember it the first time round back in the 1980s, and on ITV Saturday mornings after number 73. It's funny how things always seem to come back to Saturday mornings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true. Well, anyway, that's your lot from our postbag this week, but if you want to get in touch with us, then you know where we are.
Yeah, social media is Big Centre TV. Email the postbag at bigcentre.tv or write to us at Big Centre Magazine, 14A, Lower Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL.
I'm not sure what that sound effect was.
Yeah,
I'm getting carried away with it.
He likes that. Anyway, we're going to be delving into the postbag once more at the same time next week.
Now for a look at some more local news stories. Well, a new radio station is about to hit the airwaves after 2 community stations were merged.
Yep, Lindsay Smith spoke to Alex Totney, the chief executive of the new Black Country Radio, to find out how the station began.
Well, I've been involved from the very start, which was when we launched as The Bridge in 2008. I was part of the original team that set up The Bridge, which dating back to its infancy has been going for 14 years in total, the entire project.
And what do you hope will become of Black Country Radio now?
I hope it will enable us to move the station forwards, better serve the local community. We've done that very well for the past 8 years nearly as 102.5 The Bridge. As Black Country Radio, and by merging with Black Country Community Radio to create this new station, we're very much hoping that it's going to enable us to improve our facilities. Obviously the merger brings new skills from both sides together as one unit, and hopefully that will enable us to improve our facilities, and in turn that will enable us to improve the service we offer to the local community.
And what kind of facilities do you have here?
Our facilities, they are fairly basic. We do very well with what we've got, but we've certainly outgrown our current studio facilities. We only have the 2 studios really to do what we want to do. We need at least 4, if not 5, possibly even more. We also want to develop things like training schemes so that we can train the broadcasters of tomorrow. Community radio, as we're a community radio station, it's very much a starting or a first step for people who want to pursue a career in the broadcasting industry. So it will enable us to better serve those people as well.
Time for a look at what's going on in your community, and if you know of something happening which could do with a little extra and free promotion, then why not get in touch with us?
Make sure you tell us in plenty of time, and you can email postbag@bigcentre.tv.
Send us a message on social media at Big Centre TV, or send us some details in the post. Come on.
Everyone's going to get so bored of
I
this.
know. Big Centre Magazine, Big Centre TV, 14A, Lower Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL.
Well, next weekend on Saturday the 26th, there's a soul club taking place at Thimble Mill Library in Smethwick, featuring the best of Motown. Is it ska?
Ska, yeah.
Ska and rare soul. Tickets are £2 in advance or on the door, and if you'd like to find out more, you can call Thimble Mill Library on 0121 429 2039.
Now, there's a 1940s day taking place at Low Hill Community Centre in Wolverhampton on Saturday the 26th of September. There's entertainment from some 1940s style singers and also actors who will reenact 1940s radio scripts. You'll find all the usual raffle and tombola stalls, afternoon teas between 3 and 5, and then there's an evening party from 7 to 10:30. And it's all raising funds for combatstress.org. Tickets cost £3.50 for afternoon tea and £3.50 for the evening party. Oh, and they encourage dressing up in 1940s style too. How cool's that? So it's a 1940s day, Low Hill Community Centre in Wolverhampton, next Saturday, 26th.
Also next Saturday from 10:30 to 1 p.m, Tipton Library is hosting its annual celebration of local history and is pleased to announce that a brand new exhibition will be on show featuring the work of Luke Perry. Now, Luke has created photographic portraits, get my teeth back in, of workers at Solid Swivel, which show their diverse interests outside metalworking. Now, these portraits have been framed in metal assembled and crafted from waste metal from the factory floor. Luke worked with employees at Solid Swivel to gain an insight into their private lives. Now, many of the workers have unusual hobbies and interests that dispel the stereotype of metal basher. Now, Luke, who works in metal himself, producing public art, has reignited his love of photography to make these unique portraits. The exhibition was commissioned as part of the Black Country Echoes project in 2014 and will be on display at Tipton Library's Local History Day on Saturday the 26th of September, and you can see it all until the end of October.
Sounds interesting, that, yeah. We like that. Now, a little further afield, and the Good Junior Citizen Award is open to pupils in years 5 and 6 in the Cannock area who've made a positive contribution to the local community and or the quality of the local environment. Now, the Good Junior Citizen Award was originally established by the Council in 2013 to recognise the positive contributions young people were making to their community. And this was in response to work done with Bridgetown Primary School. Since then, the scheme has been seen over 50 awards made to individuals from a number of local schools who've welcomed the scheme. Successful recipients of the award will each receive a certificate, a goodie bag, and will be entered into an annual prize draw to win a £50 voucher. For more information and to download the form, go to cannockchasedc.gov.uk/Good Junior Citizen.
It's nice to be recognised, like the youth in the area.
It is, yeah, I like that
nice.
sort of thing, yeah.
And children are being invited to a special birthday party and meet 4 little aliens who will be landing at Sandwell Arts Cafe.
4 little aliens?
4 little aliens.
Oh, good.
The Arts Cafe, formerly the Public, is hosting the party of the Femtinos.
The Femtinos, yeah.
And 4 little aliens who make educational workshops fun for children. The 4 fabulous Femtinos are celebrating their 4th birthday with a family arts and crafts workshop on Saturday, September the 26th from 11 a.m. up until 1:30 p.m. The free family fun also includes traditional party games like Pass the Parcel, musical chairs and a birthday cake.
Cake? Oh, cake. Oh, sorry.
For more details about the party and the Femtinos, that name is so cool,
I know.
just go to femtinos.com.
Now, fancy cuppa?
Oh, do you want to get
No. Drop into Wensby Museum and Art Gallery, you see, to enjoy a mug of coffee and a talk with friends. Now, the museum in Holyhead Road has set up a series of coffee mornings with a local speaker to enjoy with friends. Friday the 25th of September, the speaker will be John Billingham, and his topic is, do you remember the home front of World War II? I'm not asking you that.
I was going to say,
Yeah. Well, anyway, on Friday the 30th of October, you can take on a spooky Halloween quiz. Following month, on Friday the 27th of November, John Billingham returns to give his talk, do you remember the events of the 1950s? I'm not asking you that.
I was going to say, I can't answer these questions.
Now, these coffee mornings all take place between 10:30 excuse me, and 12:30, with the talk starting at 11 a.m. Entry costs just £2 per person, and for more information, contact 0121 556 0683.
Nice. Well, that's your community news for this week, but don't feel left out, because if there's something happening near to you, something that could use a little bit of boost by being mentioned on the telly, then you know where we are. And of course, for community news, it's absolutely free.
We'll try and get through as many as we can, and all that we ask is that you let us know within plenty of time. OK, now it's time for a bit of Tea Time Tiswas.
I love how you get so excited about this.
I can't resist it. Really can't resist it.
And we've had a great reaction since we started running Tiswas Pies again.
Yep, you can see the show on Saturday nights at 10, Sunday mornings at 10, Wednesday afternoons at 3 and Friday nights at 10:30.
And Paul Westwood has been in touch again to ask a question about Tiswas.
What's his question?
Let's have a look. He asks, what sort of period are you covering with Tiswas repeats? Are you sticking with the Tarrant era, or are we likely to see anything from the Gordon Astley series, as that never seems to get recognition? Surely there is some Astley episodes existing.
Well, you're asking the right person here. See, I'm the producer of the new Tiswas Pies Again series, and I'm also part of the Tiswas fan club. And I can tell you that for this series, we are sticking with the shows which feature Chris Tarrant and the team, because that's simply what most people who think about Tiswas will remember. However, if the programme does well enough, and that means that everybody has to watch it every week, then we may well do a second series, and I'd absolutely love to run some episodes from that final year when the show was presented by Sally James with Gordon Astley, Den Hegarty and Fogwell Flax. And I actually know Gordon and Den too, so perhaps if I could just get them into the studio, you never know. Either way, there are indeed plenty of episodes which exist from that series, and you're right, they are very good. So, as I say, we'll look into that.
Nice. So if you have any comments about Tiswas, stay tuned for our contact details at the end of the show.
Right. Time now for our little extra bit of Tiswas for you at this time every week.
Here we go with another in our series of the A to Z of Tiswas. Now I wonder where we're up to this week.
This is the alphabetical celebration of a children's show that rocked a nation from a Midlands television station. We go to the letter B, which stands for Bob Carolgees. A former police cadet and mobile radio DJ, Bob came to Tiswas in the late 70s. He gave us Charlie the Monkey, Cough the Cat, and of course Spit the Dog. He also gave us Hootie Elbow.
Would you promise not to laugh?
No problem, Hootie. No problem at all.
Honestly, you promise me you won't
take
laugh.
it very
I tell
seriously.
you.
No, in total confidence, take it very seriously.
I keep thinking I'm an umbrella.
Sorry.
You said you wouldn't laugh.
Sorry.
Chris. I can't help it. I keep thinking I'm an umbrella.
I'm sorry, it just sounds a bit silly, doesn't it?
Well, you know, I thought
very
you
handy in a thunderstorm, eh? A bit unlucky to have you round our house indoors, eh?
I thought you were going to help me then.
Well, what about it
I thought you were
anyway?
going to help me get out of this situation.
What about it?
I'd like you to put me up for the night.
Get on. Right,
can't get rid of him.
Is that it? Is that Cough the Cat? All this
Is that what
build-up?
he waited for all the morning?
That's the most unconvincing moggy I've ever seen.
Lovely little pussycat. Stop doing that. How many fingers am I holding up? How many? Not the calculator. Not the calculator. How many fingers am I holding up? Once more. How many fingers am I holding up? You boneheaded, useless creature. How many fingers am I holding up? Oh! Oh! Ah! Oh! You're right, it was 3. Not the calculator. Leave the calculator alone. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Just don't... Stop doing that with the calculator. You mustn't. Not my fingers, not my fingers. Not over to the... No.
What's it going to do, that thing, Bob?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it sits in the basket most of the time.
Doesn't seem, I mean, like...
He
doesn't
seems a
know-
little overawed by the whole thing, I think.
It's also a very funny colour. What a funny colour for a
Yeah,
cat.
he's bright blue for those of you watching in black and white.
Well, actually, his mother was green, his father was yellow, so that's probably explained.
That's probably explained. Primary colours.
Right, that's enough of that. I don't know why he's showing all this Tiswas rubbish. Swap Shop was the best Saturday morning programme ever. Tiswas was just puerile and stupid. You should be showing more...
B also gives us the Bucket of Water Supporters Club.
Jeffrey's done us hard with 4pence on beer. So no more pints, they're far too dear. So instead of being cosy in the local pub, we've joined the Bucket of Water Supporters Club. They joined the Bucket of Water Supporters. Excellent! On World of Sport, when things get tricky, I get roped and my dick is sticky. But now we're on Tiswas, it's quite a wow. With all this mess, it's a bit like how, yes, water is wonderful to wash and scrub. We're in the Bucket of Water Supporters Club. We're in the Bucket.
What am I doing on this mad show? Why I came here? Well, I'll never know. I'm normally quite a retiring girl, a pie or a flan I'd never hurl. But now I'm here, I mustn't flop. I've joined the Bucket of Water Supporters.
We're in the Bucket of Water
get your steaks and wine, I'll tell you where you are to dine. Do you want a place where the food's the best? There's one, of course, which beats the rest. They've got bread and condensed milk, the finest grub. I'm in the bucket, a water supporters club. We're in the bucket, a water supporters club.
I'm pleased I've become the force's pet. All their love I shan't forget. 2 soldiers on land and sailors all west, and the boys in blue in a fighter jet. Come on and join me like everyone should in the bucket of water supporters club. We're in the bucket of water
It's love the Fahrenheit. Our best. We get ours back by special request. Whenever we play, the Grumbleweed Shine, our comedy is super fine. Let's bury the hatchet like all groups should and join the bucket of water.
It's almost over, it's almost done. A few more laughs and a bit more fun. With me and Crowd, we're at the very hub. We're in the bucket of water supporters club. We're in the bucket of water supporters club. We're in the bucket of water supporters club.
And we'll have the next letter in the series around the same time next week, right here on the Big Centre magazine.
And remember, there are 4 chances to catch our special compilation shows. Tiswas Pies again here on Big Centre TV.
Saturday nights at 10, Sunday mornings at 10, Wednesday afternoons at 3, Friday nights at 10:30.
Oh, and remember our hashtag. Woo, this is what they want. Oh, I
Certainly
love
do.
it. OK, so we've reached the back pages of your Big Centre magazine for another week.
But remember, although the show is all about us and what's on Big Centre TV, it's all about you as well. So why not give us a shout about your community news and information too? It's a way for you or anyone you know to promote something positive going on local to you. As we said, publicity is absolutely free. What have you got to lose?
Absolutely nothing. So for that, or if there's anything you'd like to talk to us about, then on social media, which is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram or YouTube, just look us up at Big Centre TV. Or if you wanted to email us, then send an email into our postbag address, which is postbag@bigcentre.tv.
And for one last time today, our postal address is the Big Centre magazine.
Big Centre magazine. Sorry, it's all there.
14A, Low Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL.
Hi. Well, I'll be back with what's on Monday night at 7.
And we'll both be back, hopefully, with your Big Centre magazine at the same time next week.
So we'll see you then.
Draw a bit.